How to tell stories in your business book without stress or confusion. When I talk in general about storytelling in relation to business, it often results in entrepreneurs getting into a "how do I do that" type of spin. Add in that I want them to tell stories in their business books and the confusion goes off the chart. But there are several very simple ways to inject the power of stories onto the pages of your book, and I want to share 2 of those with you here. Now, before I go on, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and like this video too. Then we all benefit. Thank you so much. So you're ready to write your business book, or perhaps you're on with it already. I'm very impressed. I know you have lots to share, and honestly, a book is the icing on the cake when it comes to marketing, working like visibility magic for all types of business, along with the power of media coverage, of course, but that's for a different day. By their very nature, business books contain a lot of information. Most are how-to books with exercises to help the reader develop, grow, or learn something new. We already know that telling stories in our marketing, and yes, your book is a marketing tool, is extremely powerful. Stories hook the reader in, liven up tricky or dry concepts, show what can be achieved, and prove that your ideas and methods work. And that's just a few of the many reasons you should tell stories in your book. Now, the easiest way to tell stories is not to think of them as the crux of your book. In a novel, for instance, you introduce the characters and plot early on, and then add new ones in as you go along. But with a business book, we're not doing that. It's fact, not fiction. As an aside, you could write a business book that way, and they do make for an interesting read, but it's far more complicated to write, and it's not what I'm talking about here. There'll be a different video on that strategy sometime in the future. Instead, we are painting a picture with our stories dispersed throughout the book at appropriate points. So how does this work? First, I want you to think about your potential readers' problems. This is one of the key reasons you must be clear about who you are writing for. If you don't know this, you have some work to do before writing. So go on and do that first. Where are they now on their journey? What are they struggling with? What's holding them back? What is making them feel anxious? Listen to your audience every day so you can pick out what problems they need to be solved. Then think about the future. What do these clients or potential clients want to achieve or change going forwards? Armed with this information, you can now inject stories into your book to help them understand how their desired future can become a reality. The 2 ways I suggest you do this are through personal anecdotes and case studies. Personal anecdotes are your experiences. What have you been through or done that can paint a picture for the reader and be helpful? If their problem is that they need to make more sales in their business, and this is what your book is about, then share nuggets of information that show how you did this too. Explain the models you used, what changes you made, how your family reacted to what you were doing, and how it felt to start earning more. Anything that shows them rather than tells them how to make the change. Use language that evokes emotion. For instance, if I were writing a book about changing careers, because I have done that, I would discuss why and how I did it. The catalyst that led me to want to change, the feelings involved, how I made the change, why I decided to take an enormous pay cut to do it, what day 1 in my new role was like, the steep learning curve involved, and how I've never looked back. You don't do this all at once, but put short snippets of your stories throughout the book, placed in relevant chapters. You can see how my stories would add interest, inspire, explain, show the pitfalls, and make for a much more exciting book to read than me just writing pages of advice on how to change careers. Remember, the best books show, not just tell, and make your stories relatable to the subject. Don't go off on a tangent. The second way to add stories to your book is to use your clients' or ex-clients' experiences. Get them to explain their struggle, how working with you helped to change things around for them, and how things look now. This does 2 things. It shows the reader that it is possible to make the changes, and it also gives you credibility and authority. It works like a testimonial. 2 things I want to say about this is that it should be written in the first person, so as if your case study has written it for you. 1 case study per chapter is ideal, but go with what you have. The other thing to add in there is that you have to have permission from your case study to put that in the book. So you can't just write it and stick it in there as you like. You've got to tell them you're going to do it. even if it's you that's writing them based on their words. If they won't give you permission, then you can still include it, but you have to change everything. So the names, the name of the business, what actually happened, the outcome couldn't be the same. You just have to make it so that if they read it, they wouldn't identify themselves, which can be quite tricky. So I would say find somebody who is happy to give you permission to use it. That's always the best way. So I hope that's given you some insight and ideas of how to tell your stories in your business book, and that you feel inspired to give it a go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.